verses 19 through 24.
Verses 19 through 24.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Praise the name of the Lord. If you will be so kind and attentive, I would like to read those selected verses out of the New Living Translation of the Bible. It may be different from your version. We'll have the King James Version displayed on the screen, but I'd like to read it out of this version for the sake of clarity. Amen. If you're there, say amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah. New Living Translation says, "So Joshua issued the order, and as soon as the priests came out, the water poured down again as usual and overflowed the banks of the river as before. This miracle occurred on the 25th of March. That day, the entire nation crossed the Jordan River and camped at Gilgal at the eastern edge of the city of Jericho. And there, the 12 stones from the Jordan were piled up as a monument. Then Joshua explained again the purpose of the stones. In the future, he said, when your children ask you why these stones are here and what they mean, you are to tell them that these stones are a reminder of the amazing miracle that the nation of Israel crossed the Jordan River on dry ground. Tell them how the Lord, our God, dried up the river right before our eyes and then kept it dry until we were all across. It is the same thing the Lord did 40 years ago at the Red Sea. He did this so that all the nations of the earth will realize that Jehovah is the mighty God, and so that all of you will worship him forever." You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. Amen. On last week, our subject was crossing your Jordan. Will you say that with me? Crossing your Jordan? Come on, one more time.
Crossing your Jordan.
Yes, and for a topic for today, just a thought, how I got over. Amen. How I got over. I remember some 20 years ago, I saw Congressman and Reverend Manuel Cleaver from Kansas City, Missouri, preach a sermon in Dallas, and he preached that sermon in 10 minutes. Amen.
Amen.
Y'all know where I'm going with this. Yes, sir. If y'all pray, I'm going to try to say that Manuel Cleaver inspired me. Amen. He inspired me. Amen. Amen. It was a great day when Joshua led the people across the Jordan. It was a great day when the priests stepped their feet in the water. And the Bible said that the waters of the Jordan rolled back. It was a great day when the priest was standing in the middle of the Jordan River and beckoning the people to come on through. It was a great day when the folk filed past the priest and everybody was amazed at the power of God. It was a great day when they passed all the way through the Jordan on dry ground. It was a great day when they got on the other side of the Jordan. It was a great day when they looked back and saw that just a few days ago we were standing on the banks of the Jordan, and we didn't know how were we going to cross over, but it was on Jordan's chilly banks we stood, and we cast a wistful eye to Canaan's fair and happy land where our possessions lie. It was a great day when God's people crossed over into the promised land. And I believe somewhere I heard one of the prophets say, I might not get there with you, but we as a people will get to the promised land. Do you believe that we're going to make it to the promised land? Don't fool me this morning, Jerusalem. I ain't got but 8 minutes left. Do you believe we're going to make it to the promised land? It was a great day, and you got some great days in your life. When you graduated high school, it was a great day. When you walked down that aisle and you said to that significant person in your life, I do, it was a great day. It was a great day when you got that first job and you got that first paycheck. It was a great day. It was a great day when you were able to put that down payment on that little card that you wanted, and you stopped walking and you started riding. It was a great day. It was a great day when you were able to build or buy your first home and you were no longer a freeloader living up under your parents' roof. It was a great day. When God moved in your life and he made some things that you never thought you would see come to pass in your life. And so we all know about some great days. And God has done some great things in all of our life. You ought to be shouting with me right now, because it's a great day because you are on top of the ground and the ground ain't on top of you. It's a great day because you still got breath in your body and the blood is still running warm in your veins. It was a great day when Joshua got to the other side. But God told Joshua, I don't want you to forget where you came from. And I want to tell somebody this morning, don't forget where you came from. Because if it had not been for the Lord that was on your side, you would not be where you are today. Oh, I ain't getting no help this morning. If it had not been for the Lord on your side, you would not have crossed the Jordan rivers in your life. But it was God that walked with you. It was God that made a way. It was God that opened doors. It was God that set you free. It was God that did it. Nobody but the Lord brought you over. You ought to shout, child, that God wanted to make a way. When everybody said you wasn't going to make it, God made a way. When they all talked about you and said you didn't have what it took, God made a way. God reached down and pulled you up out of the mud and the miry clay and placed your feet on a rock to stay. So he told Joshua, he said, now Joshua, I don't want them to forget where they came from. And you know, folk, you know how they get a nickel above a quarter and they forget where they came from. Oh, don't y'all play with me this morning. You know, folk will change their name, they'll change the way they talk, they'll change the way they act, stick their nose up in the air and act like they ain't never took a bath in a number 2-foot tub. Help me somebody. They'll act like they ain't never ate nothing, no government cheese, amen. They act like they ain't never had to pick no chop, do nothing with no cotton. They act like that they always dress like they do right now and won't and know that they used to have to share their clothes with their brothers and they said, oh, come on, somebody help me. You know that some of us, my brother wore the shirt on Monday and then my other brother wore it on Wednesday and somebody else wore it on Friday. So you can't forget where you came from, Joshua. So here's what I want you to do. I got 5 minutes and I'm going to have to work this real hard. I want you, when they pass through the Jordan, I want you to pick out 12 men. And I want you to sit them back down in the bed of the Jordan River. That same Jordan that I dried up so that you could cross over. And I want you to tell them to go in the Jordan and each one of them to get a stone. And when he get that stone, I want him to put it on his shoulder. Turn around and walk back out of the Jordan. I want him to walk from the east bank and go and stand on the west bank. I'm preaching, y'all ain't helping me. And I want them to stand there because I want them to remember where they came from. Help me somebody. Somebody might want to tell me this morning, a preacher, I ain't forgot where I came from because God has been mighty, mighty good to me. I ain't forgot where I came from, preacher, because God had lifted me up and raised me up. I ain't forgot where I came from, preacher, because my hair ain't as bad as it used to be, because I got better products to put in it now. Help me, somebody. Y'all don't y'all look at me like that. A lot of y'all used to know what it feels like to dodge that hot comb, and you don't have to dodge it no more. A lot of us knew what it felt like to take a Tylenol on the way to church because you had to comb your hair that morning. Come on, somebody. You know that it was God that brought you from a mighty long way. It was God that made a way out of no way. It was God that made you who you are today. Oh, I heard Sister Cantaloupe, and she was talking, and I love it. I love it. I just love the way she uses her the wit to be able to make us look at our situation and to recognize that there is some good in everything that happens. I remember they talked about Mr. Combs, I believe it was his name, that made those potato chips, and I don't know what George Chum, I don't know where Sister White is right now, but she's shouting wherever she is because of that man made them potato chips, because that girl know that when she have a bad day and things ain't going like she want to, she can crawl up the corner and get her blanket and get them potato chips, and it's just her, the potato chips, and Jesus. She don't need me, she don't need nobody else. I thank God for Mr. George Chum, so because he made those potato chips. But watch this, he took something bitter and made something sweet. Yeah, because see, that's what you got to do sometimes. You got to take a bitter situation and turn it into something sweet. And that's what Joshua did. He told him, I want you to build a memorial. I want you to build a monument. I want you to build a monument. I like that word, monument, because see, a lot of times we have been monuments to ourselves. You know, somebody said that excuses are monuments that men build to themselves. I'm preaching, ain't nobody saying amen, but you know, everybody got an excuse, but that child, it ain't nothing but a monument. You just building a monument to yourself. Somebody else said ego ain't nothing but overdressed insecurity. You got an ego that ain't nothing but an overdressed insecurity, child of God. But folks build these monuments to themselves, but I'm glad that you can build some good monuments in your life. You can look back and see from whence you come. And that's what he wanted them to do. He said, when your children, I got 3 minutes left. He said, when your children ask you, what about these stones? I want to know, why did you stack these stones here? I want to know, what's the meaning of these stones? I want to know, why did you bring the number 2-foot tub in the church house this morning? I want to know, why did you bring the iron in the church house this morning? Oh, y'all ain't going to help me this morning? Oh, y'all know that dipper was hung right on the side of the wall, and it had a little string on it, because everybody that came in there drank out of the same dipper. I wish I had some dipper folk in here this morning that would testify, say, yeah, I drank out of that dipper too, because I knew that the water was in there was going to keep me alive, and it's keeping everybody else alive. Don't you know that he's keeping you alive? Don't you know that it's God that's keeping you alive? So Joshua, why do these children need to know this? They need to know it because they need to know about the God and God's goodness. They need to know about God's goodness. Can I tell you about his goodness? See, these folk knew about God's goodness because God had brought them up out of Egypt land and brought them through the wilderness. Now, some of y'all might not feel like that's a great thing, but see, he fed them for 40 years with manna from on high. And look, some of y'all, you're looking at me right now, you say, I'm glad that we got that fast over with because them 21 days couldn't get over long enough. But child of God, I want you to understand something, that God can feed you with manna from on high right now. God can give you something that'll make you feel full even when you ain't had nothing to eat. Won't God do it? Won't he give you some meat that you can't buy at the supermarket? That's the kind of God that we serve. But not only did he give them manna from on high, I saw they had a lamp out there. But do you know what God did? God put a pillar of cloud before the day, for the day, and a pillar of fire at night. So they could watch the pillar of cloud in the daytime, and they could watch the pillar of fire at night. So God guided them by the cloud in the day and by the fire at night. Y'all ain't helping me because I'm preaching. God guided them by a cloud in the the day and fire at night. Don't you know that it don't matter whether it's day or night, child of God, God got something to lead you by. He can lead you by the hand. All you got to do is trust him. All you got to do is believe that God will lead you. But here, I like that dipper though, because see, while they were in the wilderness, the Bible said that the folk got thirsty. Oh, glory to his name. And they went to Moses, brother Charles, and they said, preacher, we want some water. And we want it now. Matter of fact, the business preacher, we want you to get some water for our cows too. Amen. And the Bible said that God caused water to come out of a rock. And so there was some great things that happened back through those 40 years. But now it's 40 years later, and Joshua is standing there, and he wants the children to understand about God's goodness. But not only his goodness, he wanted them to understand about God's grace. He wanted them to understand about God's grace. He said, these stones, what do they mean? Well, they are living stones. You know, there was another character in the Bible that they called a stone. They actually called him a rock, and his name was Peter. You know, you remember over there in Matthew chapter 16 that Jesus said, upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Well, that was Peter who was that rock. And Peter said that we are living stones. In other words, I am a living testimony. I could have been dead and gone, but Lord, you let me live on. Amen. I ain't got but a few minutes to go here, and I'm going to have to sit down. But before I go, I want to tell you, not only he wanted them to know about God's goodness, and he wanted them to know about God's grace, but he also wanted them to know about God's guidance. Lead me. Guide me. Along the way. For if you lead me, I cannot stray. You know, I got this story I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to my seat. There was a little boy, Brother Ricky, every time he come, I won't tell a little boy story. Because Brother Ricky love him so well. Amen. There was a little boy, he was on his way to school. And it had rained, just like it rained here in Calhoun. And on his way to school, he ran into a big puddle of water. And he couldn't go around on the left, couldn't go around on the right. And the only thing he could do was go through it. Y'all gonna see me in here in a minute. And you know, Aaron, that little boy was kind of like some boy that you know, he didn't mind getting his clothes messed up. So what he did is he just hauled off, got him a running start, and he just jumped right in the middle of that water puddle. And he just started sliding his feet, walked all the way through there. He got his shoes all muddy, got his shoes all wet, got his pants, legs all wet. Went on to school looking like he was tore up from the floor up. Amen. But then another little boy came through. And this little boy, he had one of them kind of mamas like I had. That if you came home and your clothes, y'all don't look at me like that. And your clothes didn't look like they did when you left in the morning, you was going to have to deal with her. Amen. And so that little boy, he took his shoes off and he tied them in a knot. And he flew them over his shoulder, and then he rolled up this pant leg, and then he rolled up this pant leg, and that little boy, he put one foot in that water. Oh, I'm preaching, y'all ain't saying nothing. He put one foot in that water, and that little boy scrolled on through that big water puddle. But there was another little boy came through, and that little boy had heard Pastor White's sermon. Amen. And he knew that the reason why you want to listen to what the old folk tell you is because they can show you how to go through some obstacles in life. They can show you how to make it through when times get hard. They can show you how to get around some stuff that can't nobody else show you how to get around. They can teach you some things that can't nobody else teach you. So he had listened to Pastor White's sermon, and he saw that big puddle of water, and he said, well, I don't want to get my clothes wet. I don't even want to get my feet wet. But he remembered on his way to school that morning, he had seen some rocks, big old rocks, laying on the side of the road. So that boy went back and he got one rock. He came there and he sit that one right there at the edge of the pole. He went back and he got him another rock. And he put that one just a step away from that one. He ran back and he got him another rock. And he put that one right in the middle of the pole. He ran back. I'm preaching, y'all ain't saying amen. And he got him another rock. And he put that one almost over to the other side. And then when he got back across the water puddle, I believe that he got inspired when he heard the preacher say that we walk by faith and not by sight. And he walked across on dry land. And I want to tell somebody, if you will just remember that your forefathers, they walked through some things. They walked through Jim Crow. They walked through slavery. They walked through sharecropping. They walked through being second-class citizens. They walked through riding the back of the bus. They walked through going through the back door of the Sears and Roebuck store. They walked through a lot of things, but the Lord, I said, Lord, He made a way when they thought there was no way. And I'm so glad about it that even in my lifetime, I didn't think I'd ever see it, but I saw a black man living at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Won't God make a way? Won't He do it? Ain't He all right? Can you say yeah? Yeah! Yeah! These stones, what do they mean? They mean that we trust that the Lord has brought us this far by faith. He's going to take us the rest of the way. Just like He helped our forefathers, He's going to help us today. There's somebody here today. I want to tell you about Jesus. Jesus is a rock in a weary land. He's a shelter in the time of a storm. If you'll give your life to Him, He'll stand by your side.